Could your grading system be setting your students up for failure? No one ever guides new teachers on how to set up a grading system. You want to make sure that the grades students are earning reflect learning and not compliance. There are a few questions you should be asking yourself to make sure your grading system is on point. And I'm going to break down these steps for you on how to set up your grading system and give you a list of questions that you should be asking yourself as you go through this process. And if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you how you can download a worksheet to help you get through all of this. Welcome to the Teacher Revolution, where I give you tips and tricks to continue to grow as an educator. I'm Cindy, I'm a counselor and a teacher coach. And make sure to check out the description below for a link to my mini course, Online Teaching Bootcamp, where I cover how to lesson plan, how to boost student engagement, how to check for understanding effectively, and how to differentiate. When it comes to grading systems, you have two options, a point-based system or a percentage-based system. A points-based system is where each assignment is given a point value. The final grade is determined by adding up all the points and comparing it to a set scale. A percentage-based system is where you group all your assignments into categories and assign a weight to each category. And the sum of all the categories is 100%. So most teachers choose to use the percentage-based system because it allows for more flexibility with your assignments. If you choose to go with the points system, you need to know exactly what assignments you plan on using for the whole semester, which can be difficult because there's so much change that goes on. So here is how to create a grading system. And by the way, I have a worksheet and a checklist available to guide you through this whole entire process. And I'll leave the link in the description so you can get a copy. All right, so to start, you begin by making a list of all the categories you plan on using to measure learning. So here's an example list. Some categories might not pertain to your class. It all depends on what grade and what subjects you're teaching. The second step is to decide the value for each category and make sure it adds up to 100%. The category that will assess learning the most should have the biggest weight. In most cases, those categories will probably consist of tests, quizzes, classwork, and projects. Homework should not be on your top weighted categories because you can't confirm that what was turned in is a true representation of the student's learning, because we know some students cheat on their homework, some students get help, and sometimes they just guess. I have a video on effective math homework you can check out. I'll leave a link in the description. And if you're enjoying these tips so far, make sure to hit that like button. Okay, so you picked out your categories and gave each category a value, but before you commit to your grading system, consider the 5 following questions. Number 1, if a student does no homework but scores proficient on all their tests and quizzes, what is the highest grade they can earn in your class? Number 2, what if the student fails all their assessments but turns in all their homework and classwork? What is the highest grade that student can earn? Number 3, did you weigh each item according to the amount of effort and learning that will take place? For example, are journals going to be worth more than homework or vice versa? Number 4, how will you modify your grade system for your students that need modifications? And number 5, are your grades assessing learning or compliance? If you're not sure what I mean by this question, there's a link to a video in the description where I explain this whole thing. Once you have committed to your grading system, share it with your students and parents through either a course syllabus or a course contract. Included in the download, you'll have access to a copy of the one that I used. Are you ready for a free one-on-one session with me to discuss your grading system or anything you might need advice on? Head over to my website at cindyrosa.com for some information. And don't forget to download your free worksheet with all the information you need to set up a successful grading system for your classroom. Check out my description on how to get your free copy. Did you find these tips helpful? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you found them useful and something that you can think about. Thank you for watching.